she throws hard. You're going to see her hit high 60s consistently, even topping out in the mid 70s. You're going to see her hit her spots. She's going to be a huge, fun watch.
That's what I've heard is she's hit 74 on the radar gun already this season.
That's incredible.
That sort of gets people's attention when you talk about that, and translated, if you want to compare that 74 or 74 miles per hour in softball would be over 100.
Easily
well
over 100, well over
right?
100, I think. I think usually it's around 70, goes to about 95, 100 miles an hour. So, I mean, you're topping out at 43 feet, too.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Here are the starters for the visitors from Eugene, Oregon in the game today. Tara McGowan will bat first and catch. Hannah Delgado in center field batting second. Allie Bunker at second, batting third. Carissa Ornelas, the designated player, batting fourth. Paige Sinicki at third base, batting fifth. KK Humphreys at first, batting sixth. Jasmine Williams at short, she'll bat seventh. Ariel Carson in right, batting eighth. And Hannah Gailey in left field, batting ninth. And there is Melissa Lombardi, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks, number 13 in the nation, and off to a 6-0 start. Lombardi was an assistant under former Oregon coach Mike White, and assumed the top position there when Mike left for the University of Texas.
University of Texas. You mentioned their 6-0 start, and this is their sixth straight season to be have at least a 5-0 start. So she's done a great job just picking up where Mike White left off and doing a fabulous job leading this team.
Give you Baylor's lineup defensively as Tara McGowan stands in ready to go. She is the catcher for the Ducks. And we are ready to go. Dari Orme in the circle for Baylor. I am looking forward to seeing her first appearance in the home whites here at Gatterman Stadium. First pitch is high and away, and that is ball one.
Got the battle of the green and gold this weekend.
That's right. Well, those home whites look good, don't they?
They do look sharp.
First home game of the season for Baylor. They are 5-0, having won 4 games in a tournament in Natchitoches, Louisiana last weekend. In a single game, there's a called strike. Single game victory in Nacogdoches over Stephen F. Austin on Tuesday.
They hit both Natchitoches and Nacogdoches.
So Dari Orme in the circle for the Bears. 1-1 count. I asked if they had a spelling quiz for the players on the bus on those 2 trips. Swinging strike 2 by McGowan.
Or did they get the Native American history between the 2 names too?
Which is pretty good history between those 2, right? That Glenn could tell that story well.
I think that's where I first heard it from. Especially growing up in California, I'd never heard that.
1-2 count. Here is the pitch, and couldn't get her to chase that one a little bit outside. We have a radar gun on our pitches here. That would be interesting to watch. Orme and her reputation and what she's already done this year. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to McGowan. That is just chopped foul back behind the plate. .52 degrees and sunshine as we begin on this 17th day of, or 18th now, of February. Coach Lombardi in the third base coaching box for the Ducks. Finished last season number 12 national ranking. Grounded foul wide of third. Error on Coach Lombardi. Let that one get past her. 200 down the lines here at Gatterman Stadium. 220 to straightaway center. Right now the flag's hanging limp, which on a cool day like today is a good thing, Kelly.
It's a blessing.
It is. 2-2 the count. Here's Orme's pitch to McGowan. Pop foul. And they'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big 12 and Pac-12 matching up this weekend here in Waco. This is normally the weekend when Baylor would host the Gatterman Classic, a season opening tournament. They usually have a couple of those. And Oregon was scheduled to be a part of it, but a couple of teams had to pull out. So all of a sudden the tournament became a 3-game series between these two. Liner foul down the right field line. Anna Watson corrals it deep in the right field corner. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Which you lose the diversity between playing other teams, but you gain the opportunity to face all 3 top pitchers that Oregon has, and to see them 3 times too. To see a caliber team like that, it's a benefit.
2-2 pitch by Orm. That is fouled back off the mask of Baylor catcher Sydney Calazos. So it remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Glenn Moore in the Baylor dugout. 22nd season as the head coach here.
McGowan just doing a great job as this leadoff hitter. She's made Orm pitch 9 pitches now, going into the 10th pitch of the at-bat. I mean, it's incredible here.
That is a swinging strike 3, so she finally got her. But you're right, McGowan made Orm work there with 10 pitches.
Which, I mean, she won the battle. She got the strikeout there, but, you know, you can't sustain 10 pitches to every at-bat or every batter throughout the strength of the game, the length of the game.
Yeah, by Calazos to pick that one up off the dirt and keep it intermit. For out number 1, here now is Hannah Delgado to the plate, left-hand bat. First pitch inside, ball 1 to her. Delgado on the season, a .450 average, has played and started every game so far for the Ducks. Called strike, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
I see the radar gun down there, and I see the spot on the scoreboard, but I'm not seeing it register any.
Oh, okay. Keep an eye on that. Just inside for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
I think somebody forgot to plug it in.
Well, it's opening day. It's opening day for everybody. Delgado, you see last season's numbers, a .302 batting average a year ago. Right now at .450 this season. Lets that one go by, and it's a called strike 2. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Outfield in rather shallow all the way around, left to right. Taylor Strain in left. Kinsey Wilson in center, Anna Watson in right. Which is away, ball 3. Pretty impressive numbers for Oregon offensively this year, hitting .355 as a team through their first 6 games. For the Ducks, that includes a tournament in Fullerton, California. Grounder to second. Picked up there by Emily Hott. On to Zadie LaValle at first base for out number 2.
Is that the Judy Garland Classic? In Fullerton.
Coach Lombardi for Oregon, their head coach, her 4th season. 4 trips to the NCAA tournament. And a very solid program. Finished 12th last year in the final poll, and as we said, 13th in the nation in one poll, 12th in another this week. Hannah Delgado is grounded out. Here's Allie Bunker to the plate. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the first, Baylor and Oregon just getting started here at Getterman Stadium. Pitch by Orm is top of the strike zone for a called strike. Bunker at .375 on the season, her average. 1 home run, nobody has more on the Ducks roster. 6 RBIs, nobody has more. Ball 2, 2-1 the count.
Just as a senior, she's doing a great job leading her team. She's putting up the numbers, but she's that leader that you look to in this spot right here.
Orm gets the pitch signaled in to her, and here's the 2-1 delivery. It is lined into center field, a base hit. Bunker continues her hot hitting with a 2-out single to extend the first inning.
Just a great piece of hitting right there too. Waited for a good pitch. You know, watched a strike go by just the pitch before because it was a little high and low out of her zone, and waited for a good one and hit it right back up the middle.
So first base runner for the Ducks here in the first inning. Bunker with the 2-out single. Brings up Carissa Ornelas. She is the designated player. Pitch gets away behind the plate from Callazos, and Bunker moves on to second base. Talking about Melissa Lombardi. If that name sounds familiar, looks familiar, think, where have I seen her before? Besides Oregon, well, she played at the University of Oklahoma. Outstanding playing career at OU. Nealis takes outside ball 2. Nealis, a senior from Murrieta, California. Transfer from Central Florida. Called strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Murrieta, California, your neck of the woods, Kelly.
Absolutely.
Know that area well.
Got some good Mexican food in Murrieta. It's one of my favorite little places. Little hole in the wall down there.
Good number of Californians on this Oregon roster.
14, I see.
Wow. Ball 3, throw down to second base, and Bunker is back standing. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Carissa Ornelas, the designated player. Paige Sinicki, the third baseman, on deck. 2 outs, top of the first inning.
You kind of wonder what the talent pool looks like in Oregon.
That is a called strike 2. Terry Holt reels Ornelas back to the plate, hit the outer part of the plate for a full count. No Texans on the roster for Oregon, which is a little bit rare. You know, usually everybody we play. And here's 3-2, grounded to third. Nice glove there by Benford. The throw across to retire Ornelas and the Ducks in the first inning. No runs on a hit, 1 left on, half an inning complete. Baylor coming to bat, scoreless at Getterman Stadium. Baylor and Oregon, the series opener in Waco. Junior right-hander from Wardsville, Missouri, Blair Oaks High School. A 3-0 record on the season, 1.33 ERA. 7th game of the year. This is her 5th appearance already. So a very solid start to the year by the junior right-hander, McKenna Cleathermos. Here's the lineup she'll face for Glenn Moore and the Baylor Bears. Emily Hott will lead off, playing second base. Glenn in the third base coaching box. Mackenzie Wilson in center, batting second. Sydney Callazos catching, batting third. Aaliyah Benford at third, batting fourth. Anna Watson in right field. She'll bat sixth. Josie Bauer, the designated player, batting seventh. Zadie LaValle playing first and batting seventh. Riley Bouvier, the shortstop, batting eighth. And Taylor Strain in left field. She will bat ninth. And off the bat of Hunt, first pitch. This one drops into that Bermuda Triangle and is a leadoff first pitch base hit for Emily Hunt.
Not the power position Coach Moore had designed from that leadoff position, but man, she did a great job getting on base, and now you have a base runner with no outs.
One on, Mackenzie Wilson to the plate for the Bears. Corner infielders in tight for Wilson. Wilson, a sophomore, as you see, from Long Beach, California, continuing that California trend. Transfer to Baylor from Fresno State. Chops this one to third. Fakes to second, then threw, kind of double clutch there, and then when she made the throw, it was too late. So Hott is safe at second base. Baylor has 2 aboard.
Gosh, you love to see that with the slap hitter and McKenzie on the left-hand side. They're pulled in and kind of moved over, and with the speed of Emily Hott moving over, leaves second base uncovered. That's where speed kills in this game.
First 2 reach for Baylor in the first inning. Here is Sydney Callazos, the catcher for the Bears. Sydney, a sophomore from just down the road in Georgetown. Shows bunt, takes it for a called strike 1. A lot of newcomers on this Baylor roster this year. Glenn would tell you probably the youngest team that he's had in this his 22nd year here at Baylor.
Before the game, I was looking at the rosters comparatively, and Oregon touts they have 12 juniors and seniors. Well, Baylor only has 6 juniors and seniors, so it really is a young team.
Yeah, conversely, Baylor with 12 newcomers on the roster this year. So, very young team for Baylor. Real challenge for the coaching staff, you know, to get everyone melded together. And
yeah, you think about, 12 juniors and seniors. They've played 4 years, some of them 5 with the added year of COVID, but Coach Lombardi's been coaching here 4 years too, so these kids came in with her, and they're now on the 4th season together, finding that chemistry and working together, and you've got such a young team here, learning each other and learning the coaching staff.
The 2 count on Callazos at the plate. Right-hand bat, swings and sends it foul into the seats down the left field line. Not a bad crowd for a 2:30 Central Time game on a Friday afternoon. 12:30 Pacific Time for those of you tuned in out in Pac-12 territory.
Should be an excused absence on opening day, right?
Absolutely, it should be. National holiday. Swinging. Strike 3 by Callazos. Got her to swing at that one low and inside for out number 1.
Now batting for your Bears, at third baseman number 41, Aaliyah Binford.
Thermos does have 29 strikeouts now, 30 in 21 and a third innings pitched. So she will get her share of strikeouts. There's number 1 on the day.
It's like the matching opening strikeout given by Ormond earlier today.
So 1 down. Here's Aaliyah Binford at the plate for the Bears. First pitch called strike 1, upper part of the strike zone. Baylor as a team, .323, their team batting average through the first 5 games, all victories. Started to say earlier, they won 4 straight games at their season opening tournament in Natchitoches, Louisiana, hosted by Northwestern State. Pitch inside. Wins over UT Martin, Northwestern State, Chattanooga, and Arkansas Pine Bluff. And then a 1 game in Natchitoches on Tuesday. They beat Stephen F. Austin. It's the 5 wins for Baylor to start the season. 1-1 count on Binford, .333 on the year. Grounds this one just foul, wide of third.
They'll bring that other SFA home game later on the season. So a little home and home stand.
Gotta like that. Baylor's first trip to Natchitoches to play softball in a long time. Played Stephen F. Austin quite a bit, but most of those either in tournaments or here in Waco.
I feel like it's on the roster or the schedule every year.
It does seem like that. Hott straying pretty far off second base, trying to draw the throw. She couldn't do it as Binford goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts by Clee Thermos for 2 outs.
Another drop ball just drops right there in front of the bat. It looks good till it moves right at the last second.
So Clee Thermos back-to-back strikeouts after the first 2 reached base. Here is Anna Watson, the right fielder for Baylor. Watson, 214, her average on the year. Right here in the Waco area. To Reichard Catholic High School in Waco. Left-hand batter with 2 aboard and 2 outs, bottom of the first. And a half-hearted swing there for strike 2. She's down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Kind of surprised by that pitch. Looks like it's almost that opposite of the drop ball. That rise ball comes in. Same thing though, looking real good, and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't swing at that.
Watson waits. Here's the 0-2 outside. Wouldn't chase it. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Watson. 12th meeting all time between Baylor and Oregon. Baylor leads the all-time series 6-5. Last meeting, the 2017 Women's College World Series. Oregon came out on top in that one, 7-4. Watson stays alive with the foul. One-two pitch from Clee Thermos. That is a called strike 3, and after the first 2 reach base for the Bears, Clee Thermos strikes out the next 3. Baylor strands 2. We played 1 at Getterman Stadium. Scoreless, Bears and Ducks. Baylor, a sophomore, a transfer from Fresno State. Here is Sinicki in the right-hand batter's box. Grounded to third. Benford will pick and throw, and that's out number 1 in the 2nd inning.
It's back-to-back outs, so we've seen her make. Moving from that shortstop position last year, Benford looks pretty comfortable over at third base this year.
That is such a crucial position, isn't it, in softball?
It's a hard position, too.
It is. I think you got to know what you're doing when you put somebody at third base, and have somebody that knows what they're doing over there. And Baylor has had a string of outstanding third basemen.
You got to be fearless, too. I mean, like, that is probably the most courageous position on the field.
KK Humphreys at the plate for the Ducks. Humphreys, a sophomore from Corona, California, transfer from Cal State Fullerton. First pitch, strike 1 to her. Next one, a called strike 2, inner part of the plate. So Orm is ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Humphreys on the year, a .333 average. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Pitch is high and tight for the first ball. On 2 strikes on KK Humphreys. One-two is lined into the gap in right center field. That'll go to the wall. Pulling in at second base with a 1-out stand-up double is KK Humphreys for Oregon.
That ball just hit the turf and rolled all the way to the fence.
First extra base hit of the day for either team. Just hit it right in the gap and went all the way to the wall. Almost an inside-out swing, but got enough on it to get the double.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good point, too, because that ball came in, and you would normally see someone that jam somebody where they can't get their hands out in front, but keeping her hands inside takes that ball to the opposite field, hits it strong.
Here's Jasmine Williams to the plate, shortstop for Oregon. The 0-1 pitch from Orm is a called strike 2. Williams, a junior from Mission Viejo, California, Capistrano High School. She is at 308 on the season with play beginning today. Fouls it back to stay alive. Remains no balls, 2 strikes. Humphreys the runner at second base for Oregon. We are scoreless, but a threat here in the top of the second. Humphreys a 1-out double to right center. The 0-2 pitch from Orm.
She thought she had that one. Sydney Collazo's jumped up right there too, wanting that pitch.
That one just misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let me correct something I said earlier. Melissa Lombardi was not an assistant under Mike White. She was the associate head coach at Oklahoma. That great program with Patty Gasso. And when Mike White left for the University of Texas, that's when she went to Oregon. So our mistake, I apologize for that. Lombardi, there she is in her 4th season at Oregon. Prior to that, the associate head coach at Oklahoma.
She kind of has the Patty Gasso look over there.
She does,
the visor and the ponytail.
That's right. Williams, the 1-2. And that is a swinging strike 3. Second out in the second inning, a strikeout by Dari Orm.
And back to the game, Gallagher.
2 down now. Humphreys remains at second base. Here's Ariel Carson, the right fielder for Oregon. Orm delivers. That one just off the plate. Carlson started every game this year for the Ducks, 200 batting average. Home run, 5 RBIs. Hitting in the 8-hole. That's here with 2 outs and 1 on. There's a called strike to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's the same pitch we watched Humphreys hit into the gap earlier, where you can kind of see if you're not caught up, then if you're not on time, you're very behind on that pitch.
Shows what a good piece of hitting it was for KK Humphreys to get that double. That one rides in on her and hits Carlson. She'll go down to first base. Was it the bat or was it her hand? Flexing that left hand. Officials will talk about it.
It hit the hand. That hurt right there for sure.
Yeah. It may have hit the knob of the bat. You're going to say it did hit her, so Carlson is aboard after being hit by the pitch. So 2 on now for Oregon with 2 outs. 9-hole hitter Hannah Gailey will come to the plate. Oh, I tell you what, they're going to review this. So this is new this year to collegiate softball. This is our first review of the game today.
Yeah, I'm not even very familiar with all of the rules and what can be reviewed, and I do know we have 5 cameras set up around the field that we don't have access to, but the umpires are reviewing it right now.
Here's how it works this year in collegiate softball. It can be challenged. It can be changed only if there's indisputable video evidence to reverse a call. Review must be indicated before the next pitch, as this one was. And everybody just stays on the field.
It is one of the 4 that can be reviewed at the plate. There's only 4 that can be reviewed at the plate. As you can see there's quite a few of them.
I think that's good. Good rule, don't you think, to add that to collegiate softball?
Well, softball is just such a fast sport, and so you've seen it in baseball, you see it in football.
So here's a look at it again, being challenged. Did it hit her hand or did it hit the knob of the bat? Boy, it is really hard to tell.
Hard to
That's
tell
going to be.
Yeah.
Right. It's maybe a better angle.
When it initially happened, I heard it. It sounded like it hit the knob of the bat.
It did, right.
But she does have that elbow guard there too, so it could have hit the plastic of that, the composite. It definitely looked like it was headed more towards the hands. Then I don't know the rule book well enough too. If it hits part of the hand and part of the knob, what does that go in?
Yeah, that's true. So the umpires are taking a look at it. Our umpires today are Terry Holt, Bubba Ewald, and Jared Arrington. This is our first review of, well, for us, of the season, certainly here at Getterman Stadium. First home game of the year for Baylor. Lombardi takes a quick trip to her dugout, now comes back out. Scoreless game as Oklahoma bats in the top of the second inning. Right now with 2 runners on first and second with 2 outs. The runner at first, Ariel Carson, was originally ruled hit by pitch, and that's what's being looked at as the umpires review that call. If it's overturned and she comes back to the plate, I'm sure I remember what the count was, but she'd still be batting.
Yes. We just add a foul ball to that.
Right.
It does say here that each coach can use up to 2 challenges, and it has to be done within 30 seconds of the play.
Okay. Well, that doesn't mean the review has to be completed within 30 seconds. They've taken a little more than that. Here come our umpires back onto the field. And they'll let us know they're going to send her back to first base. Umpires, of course, have to go back
to the
off
plate.
the field and back to what is an equipment room for Baylor. But on review, they bring her back to the plate, so it is a foul ball.
So as a part of the review, the umpire that made the call and one other umpire have to go to review, but there has to be an umpire staying on the field. So you saw 2 go into the room there, make the call, and brought her back to the plate.
There we go. That's how it works. Count is, with that one being a foul ball, it's no balls, 2 strikes now on Ariel Carlson.
That probably won't be the last time we see that either.
That's why you do a scorecard in pencil and not pen. Carlson back to the plate with an 0-2 count, 2 outs, 1 on. KK Humphreys, the runner at second base, with the double into the gap in right center field. Scoreless game, Oregon batting top of the second inning. Here's the pitch by Orm. It's up high, ball 1. I like the addition of the video review, not just because the review went Baylor's way, but it just, I mean, the sport, I think, has progressed to the point where they deserve that. You know, if you've got enough cameras and you can get a good look and review it, and the umpires can correct a mistake, then I think it's good. I think it's good for the sport.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about that just a second ago. It's wonderful to see the sport progress to this level, but the speed at which this game is played and how quickly things happen, you've heard always said it's a game of inches, but even in softball, when you condense the field and you speed up the ball and you speed up the bats, and even more so, you need those bang-bang plays to be reviewed.
There's a called strike 3. Carlson goes down looking, and that is the inning. Couple of strikeouts in the inning, 3 in the game for Dari Orm. Scoreless, middle of the second.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
helping those who help others. That's the mission of Charity Champions, a program designed to support nonprofits in Central Texas. Charity Champions started in 2014 to celebrate TFNB Your Bank for Life's 125th anniversary. Champions get a marketing awareness campaign, leadership training, and a team of interns at no charge to the organization. 7 years, 43 champions, and we are just getting started. Learn more at charitychampions.org.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Baylor comes to bat, bottom of the second inning here at Getterman Stadium. We're scoreless. Oregon with hits in each of their first 2 at-bats. They've got a couple of safeties up there. Baylor had a leadoff, kind of a Bermuda Triangle drop in the right spot single by Emily Hott leading off the first inning. 6, 7, 8 hitters for Baylor as they come to bat in the second. Josie Bauer, designated player, leads things off.
Josie Bauer has such a pretty swing. Like, she really has a great swing, and she hasn't put the numbers up just this season yet, but if you're wanting to watch a good swing, it's right here.
Bauer in the DP spot, hitting against McKenna Clethermus. Takes the pitch outside that evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bauer out of Spring, Texas. And in spring, she went to Northland Christian High School. As for time, steps out. Clethermus, 3 strikeouts in the first inning after the first 2 reached base for Baylor. Swinging strike 2 by Bauer. Beatty LaValle, the first baseman, waits on deck. Clean looking home white uniforms for the Bears. First home game of the season after 5 straight on the road. Pitches away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a doubleheader today. We'll have both games for you on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Then the series finale tomorrow at noon Central Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. 2-2 just outside. Catcher McGowan gave a good look to our home plate umpire, Terry Holt. It is ball 3. So Bauer has worked it to a full count, leading off this second inning. Here's the pitch by Clethermus. That is ball 4. She drew the walk.
She almost stepped across the plate thinking she was going to get that called strike.
So leadoff man aboard for Baylor, second inning in a row. Again, Diaz in the first base coaching box for the Bears.
I was going to just say that as a pitcher, my mindset is I don't ever want to walk a batter, but that's a great miss right there.
Yeah.
Gosh, it was when you fool your own batter like that too.
Now that could have easily been a called strike 3 rather than ball 4. But Bauer aboard at first. Here is Zadie LaValle to the plate. 1 on, nobody out. Baylor bats, bottom of the second inning, scoreless. Which is away, ball 1 to LaValle. Valley at 250 so far in the young season. Sophomore out of Choctaw, Oklahoma. We're seeing her at first base today. We'll see her at catcher a good deal this season as well. A line shot and a double play. The line drive to Bunker at second base, and then Bauer was easy pickings off first base. Just like that, there are 2 down and the bases are clear.
And she hit that ball hard too, and that's what you want. You want to have that aggressive at bat and get in there and swing the bat hard, and she did, but right at the second baseman.
Two down as Riley Bouvier will now come to the plate for the Bears. Base is clear. After that double play, well executed by Bunker and first baseman K.K. Humphreys. Bouvier is a freshman from Santa Fe, Texas. And it's 2 balls and a strike on her. Duo pitch by Clee Thermos is low, ball 3. She's gone to a 3-0 count. Boy, isn't it funny, softball season, you start in February and, you know, probably more often than not starting out, you got cold, cool temperatures. I mean, this is a cool day, but at least there's sunshine. And think about when the season ends in May, or if you go to the College World Series, you know, June, and how hot it is once you get to the end of the season.
Yeah, softball in February, coaching and playing was always tough. You get those, swinging a bat is not fun. It looks like there may be some snow in the forecast for next week too, so you never know what you're going to get in Texas.
Second walk of the inning as Bouvier draws the 2-out walk.
I think they'll take the 45, 55 temps here.
Yeah, exactly.
With some sunshine rather than facing that.
There's Taylor Strain to the plate, 9-hole hitter, the left fielder for Baylor.
There's one tournament, I think, sophomore year or junior year, we played in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was snow flurries flying in front of us, and it was everything I could when you're standing out in center field, just put your hand in your back pocket, try and warm something up.
That's tough. That's a mental battle, isn't it?
Yes. I don't know how they do it in Illinois or Chicago or Minnesota.
0-2 pitch. Strain, the freshman, stays alive with the ground ball foul.
Guess even in Oregon quite a bit too.
I bet.
This is probably wonderful spring weather for them today.
Well, you see a lot of schools, they come to, you know, Texas, come to the Southwest early in the season. Baylor baseball's hosting a Maryland, a 3-game series that begins tonight. You know, Maryland has to think they're coming to some decent weather, at least here in Central Texas. It's line foul down the left field line by Strain. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Bouvier, the runner, at first. Two walks this inning by Clee Thermos. A little bit unusual coming into the game. In 21 innings, she only had 6 walks. 29-6 strikeout to walk ratio. First walk was to back for Oregon, back to the top of the lineup. Or I'm sorry, it is 9-1-2 for the Ducks. Hannah Gailey will lead things off, facing Baylor's Dari Orm. Orm, the Fresno State transfer, making her first appearance here at Getterman Stadium. All right, you're going to have to help me with that hometown there, Ellie.
Scappoose.
That's what I would say.
I am not familiar with Oregon geography, though, so don't quiz me on that.
Scappoose is what it looks like. Somebody knows differently, let us know. You know who would know is Lincoln Riley. I mean, I'm sorry, not Lincoln Riley. Lincoln from Austin. Lincoln Rose.
Lincoln Rose, not Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Rose would know. Yeah. 3-0 count on Gailey. Leading off this third inning, top of the order, Tara McGowan is due up next.
Ooh, that's
Good.
pitch.
Ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. Gailey draws the leadoff walk.
Like I say, leadoff walk score 85% of the time.
Well, Baylor had a leadoff walk last inning. Got erased on a double play. See if the Baylor defense can return that favor. Tara McGowan, top of the order, bats. Second time today. Struck out her first time up. Facing Dari Orm. Go bunt, pulled it back. It's a called strike 1 to McGowan. McGowan, a healthy .571 batting average coming into this game today. She's 8 for 14. They've played 6 games. She's played in 4 of those. 8 for 14 and 4 doubles among her 8 hits. Skies this one to center field. Wilson waits for it and makes the catch. And that's the first out in the third inning.
The center fielder, number 24, Hannah Delgado.
Look at Mackenzie Wilson in center field for the Bears. 1 down, 1 on. Hannah Delgado, the batter. 0 for 1 on the day. Left-hand batter waits. Orm delivers. That is inside. Throw back behind the runner, Gailey, and she's back safely.
Trying to catch her sleeping. I love when the play is designed like that. That one I think was just kind of impulse. Like, she's getting back there pretty slow, but when you design the play like that, you catch them off guard.
And she's running on this play, and she has stolen second base. Yeah, so your instincts, the previous pitch, keep her close to the first base, they were right on.
That's why.
Yeah. So a runner in scoring position now at second with 1 down. That's Gailey at second base. Delgado at the plate. 1-1 count on her. Delgado grounded out to second base her first time up. Pitch is low, ball 2. This one is grounded right side. Glove there by Hott onto LaValle for the second out. And on the infield ground out, Gailey moves on to third base, but now 2 down in the Ducks' half of the third inning.
That right there is why that leadoff walk is so dangerous. You know, you get to second. A lot of times you'll see a sacrifice bunt and get to second and kind of give up that out, but they didn't need to. So you steal with the speed you have there with Gailey, your 9-hitter, steals second, and then a simple ground ball moves you at third. Now you got a runner at third with just 1 out, 2 outs now, but
Two down and a 1-0 count on Allie Bunker at the plate. Bunker had the single to center her first time up. One of the 2 hits Oregon has on the board to this point. And she'll go ahead run at third base. Couldn't hold back. They'll appeal. She did not go around. So it's 2 balls and no strikes.
she's got another chance here. Really see how Orm comes from behind here. You know, she walked a batter to start this inning. She's now behind in the count with the runner at third, 2-0. Should see what kind of pitcher she battles back here mentally to face this hitter.
Fly ball to right field. Watson has it measured and makes the catch, and that is the inning. Ducks get a runner to third, but strand her there, middle of the third in Waco. Still scoreless, Baylor and Oregon. Carlson, Sydney Callazos to follow. Scoreless game as we reach the bottom of the third, Baylor and Oregon. Hott had a single on the first pitch she saw in this game from McKenna Ple-Thermos. Here she takes first pitch, called strike one. Popped one up back of second base that second baseman Bunker and the center fielder Delgado and the right fielder Carlson, none of whom could get to. That is the lone hit for the Bears so far. Just low, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Hott with that first inning single, her average up to .412 on the year. Tries to lay down the bunt, but it rolls foul up the third base line. Here's how dramatically your average can change early in the season. This is the sixth game for Baylor, but Emily Hott came into the game at .375. She was 6 for 16. First inning hit, she's 7 for 17. And her average jumps 37 points with 1 hit.
.412.
So at .412, it's going to go up again with a sharp single into center field. Emily Hott is 2 for 2, and she owns both of Baylor's hits so far today.
Like, you know, that slugging percentage is going to skyrocket also.
Emily Hott with the single to center. And Baylor has their leadoff batter aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning. Hott singling to lead off the 1st and the 3rd. Josie Bauer walking, leading off the 2nd. Here's Mackenzie Wilson at the plate. Goes bunt, lets it go by, and it catches the catcher McGowan. I think right in that chest protector.
Kind of shaking
maybe
her
her
hand out
too. Yeah.
On a cool day like this too. Must have tipped just right off her glove and got her pinky there.
Giving her a little time to make sure she is all right and can continue behind the plate. Boy, you're right, on a cold day, it stings. Gowan will stay in. Round of applause from the Baylor fans, all the fans here.
But you never want to take advantage, but if you see a chink in the armor here, that's her throwing hand. You got the speed of Emily Hott at first base. You got a lot of speed at the plate too, so you could put some runners in movement here. And
she is a called strike. That is strike 2. The ball's 2 strikes on Wilson. Wilson swinging the hottest bat in the Baylor lineup coming into the game today, .625 average. Here's a grounder to short, to second for 1, on to first, and safe at first base despite a great stretch by KK Humphreys. The speed of Wilson kept that from being a double play.
It's just such a great double play, and we talked about just the speed of softball and the speed of the game, but you have good speed here, the Emily Hott, and then you have really good speed with Wilson, and that was a bang play. It just goes to show how fast you have to field the ball, find your throw, find your next throw. It's a challenge.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to see our second review of the game as head coach Lombardi comes out for Oregon and says, hey, can we take another look at that play at first base? So we're in the 3rd inning. This is our second review, one requested by each head coach so far. The one we saw earlier was on a hit by pitch call. And they looked at it and said, no, it came off the knob of the bat, so it was reversed. Here is the play they're looking at now. Really close, but it looks like she's there.
And this is where I think it just changes the game of softball, because how many bang-bang plays do you see with the speed of a runner going to first, just like this one here, that have been so hard to make over the years. Even then, slowing it down with what the video footage that we have is hard to tell.
Yeah, that's it. There are so many of those plays. There is a limit, right? It's two challenges per team.
2 challenges per coach, and it's got to be done within the first 30 seconds of the play. The next batter can't come, or if it's the last out of the inning, they can't clear the field. So it's got to be made pretty quick. And you can see there's 1 umpire left on the field and 2 go into the viewing room. The one that made the call and another one.
Good call. So they're looking at the play at first base. It was a bang-bang play, but Mackenzie Wilson ruled to have beaten that relay throw. The difference would be if she stays at first base, there's 1 out, or if they overturn it, it's a 2nd out. The umpires come out and confirm the call that she is safe at first base.
So after that final decision comes out, neither coach can argue it, or it's an immediate ejection.
Oh, wow. And that's in black and white,
That's
right?
in black and white. An Appendix G.
Yeah. I'm guessing that may be an appendix that is challenged at some point during the season, or tested. How about that? So Mackenzie Wilson is safe at first base. Here is Sydney Callazos at the plate. 1 out, 1 on. Fielder's choice is how that is ruled, which is inner part of the plate, called strike 1 to Callazos. Struck out her first time up against Clee Thermos. 1 of 3 strikeouts so far by Clee Thermos. Pitch is low, evens the count at a ball and a strike.
You can see Mackenzie Wilson over there challenging, getting a big lead, trying to take advantage of her speed over there, position at first.
Always a threat to run. In fact, she's 4 of 4 in stolen bases this year, and she's going. And the catcher dropped the ball, so Wilson is safe at second base without drawing a throw. 5 of 5 in stolen bases this year for Mackenzie Wilson. At the plate, it's a 2-1 count on Callazos.
$14 total for the Bears in just 6 games.
Here's a looper into right field. That's a base hit. Wilson will be held at third base. Boy, that was really shallow. Wilson rounded third at full speed, and Glenn Moore threw on the brakes and held her there. Probably the right call. Would have been close at home.
Yeah. Got a nice little piece of hitting, just drops right in. You know Mackenzie Wilson wanted to score on that, but that is too shallow. Looks like coach made the right call.
Though Baylor has runners on the corners now with just 1 out. Pinch runner will come in at first base for Baylor. It's Caroline Rowett will run at first base for the Bears. Rowett, the runner at first base for Baylor. Following the single to right by Callazos, the 3rd hit of the day for the Bears. Baylor's most serious scoring threat of the day right here. First time they've had a runner to third base. And Leah Benford at the plate. Benford, a strikeout victim by Clee Thermos in the first inning. Pitchers are getting that inner part of the plate there. There's another strike call right there. First one. Runner at first is Rowett.
Benford with 3 RBIs on the season. She'd love to chalk another one up right here.
Great opportunity with Mackenzie Wilson at third and just 1 down.
player of her caliber, and I know her mentality right here. She wants a big hit, you know, a double in the gap, or even a home run at this point would be fantastic. But all she really needs is something that just gets through the infield. You got the speed of Mackenzie Wilson at third and take the lead in this game. That's where you have to put your pride aside sometimes and just play the game.
2 pitches low, ball 1 to Benford. Wilson reached on a fielder's choice. She is now at third base. Ayazo singled to right, being run for by Rowett. Grounder, right side, throw comes home. She is safe at the plate. And Rowett moves on to third base, and Benford moves on to second base.
She had a fantastic slide. She comes in, and you want to just go right at the plate and get there as quickly as you can, but you can watch her hand almost just go right over the glove to touch home plate. And then just the heads-up base run and the base runners that follow. Again, you don't need much. You just need a ground ball here. And you can see she goes right over her glove and tags the back of the plate.
Wow, that is a great slide. There's a great shot of it right there.
And a great call. Again, there's the bang-bang play of softball, the speed of softball right there. You can see she waits and waits, slides late, touches the back part of the plate, and avoids the tag altogether.
That is a great look at it. The throw beat her to the plate.
Yeah.
The throw was there, but then on that slide, like you said, by Wilson, reaching basically over the glove to the back part of the plate, and gets the run home.
Just avoiding that tag. I mean, McGowan cannot make a better play than that. She puts her glove right to the front of the plate. She goes to tag her, and I mean, as a catcher, there's not much else you can do right there.
She's got the plate blocked really well, and the throw beat her there, but somehow Wilson scores, and that's the first run of the game, and that is being challenged.
Looks like she will use her second challenge.
Both in this inning, so the umpires will look at it, go back into the replay room, and they're looking at that right hand still of Tara McGowan. Remember, took a foul tip off that hand a couple of batters ago. She's in some kind of pain. Coach Lombardi in the dugout, challenging this call that has given Baylor a 1-0 lead in the third inning. There's the throw. The ball's there. Then with her left hand, she reaches down and tags the plate, touches the plate, and then it looks like the tag is applied.
And McGowan does not leave much plate for her to even touch.
On that shot, you can't really tell if she may have tagged her on the backside. But that previous shot, you could see that fairly clearly she did not. What a play. Yeah. What a slide by Wilson.
Well, as a player, like we said, your instinct is to get there as quickly as you can. A lot of times it's going to be a head first slide, and it's going to be to avoid the tag. That's even better. Just taking 2 extra steps, aiming for the back part of that plate, and avoiding the tag altogether.
As we wait the review, it looks like a new catcher is coming in. Love to tell you her number, but her hair is covering her number on the back of her jersey. Figure out who that is coming in to catch. Tara McGowan, again, took a foul tip off her right hand a couple of batters ago. The scoring for Benford, that'll be a fielder's choice, not a hit, but Benford put the ball in play, allowed Mackenzie Wilson to come in from third. And then good base running also, as Rowett running at first base went all the way to third, and then Benford went to second base.
Looks like 33 or 38. It is hard to tell.
Really hard to tell.
The page here for the video review, they're saying they discourage video review for over 2 to 3 minutes because it would come as indisputable, not indisputable evidence.
Good point.
So.
Yeah, good point. Lynn Moore awaits the right side.
But you really want to take your time on this one as it's the first run of the game for either team here.
Melissa Lombardi pacing into her team's dugout on the left side of the screen, awaiting the review. Well, we've identified the new catcher for Oregon. This is Valerie Wong. Wong, a junior from Sacramento. The versatile Valerie Wong, who can move around the diamond and play a number of positions, comes in here at catcher for Oregon.
They're 99 to our Zadie LaValle 99.
Zadie's pretty versatile also, isn't she? Yeah, here we go. Here come the umpires out of the review room. Gonna say safe on review. So that's the first run of the game for the Bears. Mackenzie Wilson with an outstanding slide gets to home plate for a 1-0 Baylor lead in the third.
Not only an incredible slide and play to get the first run, now you have speed at second and third also with just 1 out. And you bring a very versatile hitter here with Anna Watson up to plate. She can bunt, she can keep it short, but she's got the power and the spread too, where she can hit it anywhere in the field. So you can't play her too tight in the outfield.
And still just 1 down in the inning for Baylor. So looking to get more than just the 1 run. When runners at second and third, 1 down, a run home for a 1-0 Baylor lead in the third. New catcher is Valerie Wong for Oregon. Infield will be drawn in, as you might imagine, with runners at second and third. And Watson at the plate. Plate umpire Terry Holt. It's everything ready to go, and we will go back to play. That was kind of an extended review, wasn't it? I mean, it took a while.
Well, and that was the biggest downfall to reviews when they introduced them to the college game and even in the professional game years ago.
Here's a liner into center field. That's a base hit. Rowett will score. Benford will be held at third base. Baylor has a 2-0 lead on Oregon in the third inning.
And that's a much better at-bat right there by Anna Watson. The last time she came up, she kind of check swung the first 2 pitches and then watched the third pitch go by. She was behind in the count. She was behind in her mindset. But right here, she comes in aggressive. I'm ready to swing. Takes that first pitch and just a solid line drive RBI right up the middle.
Lead to a conference in the circle for Coach Lombardi and Oregon. Baylor with 2 home and a runner at runners on the corners. Still 1 out here in the third inning.
You know, Anna Watson, that feels good for her too. She kind of struggled a little bit at the plate this year, not putting up the numbers that she did at the beginning of last year before she went out with a knee injury. So she's jumping back in there still, and it's got to feel good to have that hit at home.
Great to have her back in the lineup, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Conference continues. Watson returns to first base. Benford the runner at third. 2-0 Baylor on top. 2 runs home on 3 hits here in the third inning.
Just add another level right here because you have a lot of speed in Watson at first and you have a heads up, very speedy, probably the fastest on the team, and Aaliyah Benford at third. So you have a first and third situation here with 1 out. You don't necessarily want to put Baylor in a position where you make an out here when you have a chance to score, but you do have a really good chance of putting 2 speedy players here at second and third.
And Josie Bauer to the plate for the Bears. Or walked her first time up.
Coach Moore has just designed his team around this with the speed and just the spray hitting, just solid softball.
First pitch away, ball 1 to Bauer. Bauer walked her first time up. That was in the second inning. Then retired on a double play, a line out. Second baseman. She was caught off first base. Fouls this one back. By the numbers coming in, by the stats coming in, you would think that Lee Thermos is the #1 pitcher for Oregon. You'd think starting a series, probably the case. Baylor has reached her for a couple of runs here. Jordan Dale has 2-0 record, a 1.31 ERA. Throw to second, no. Coming home, she is safe at home plate. The throw to second base, and Binford scores from third for a 3-0 Baylor lead.
Again, you don't want to take the chance of getting an out, but if you're going to take the chance of getting an out, you'd rather have the out at second than the out at home right there. Another just great run. That's what you would typically see right there from a player. Go in hard, you go in right for the plate. So Anna Watson takes off stealing, trying to get the steal, gets called out there. Binford's like, you throw all the way, I'm going all the way.
She was out at second base for the second out, and here Bauer delivers a single into the gap in right center.
And while you love to see a score in that last play, you hate to see the out at second, because there's your third run right there. If she's safe at second, the great hit like that.
Fourth hit of the inning for the Bears. Produced those 3 runs. Bauer's 1 for 1 on the day with a hit and a walk. And the inning continues. And we may have a new pitcher, as Zadie LaValle is due up next.
You know, just watching the last couple plays unfold, that's where the Coach Moore just has a great advantage. Just that chess game where he's able to say, I'm gonna steal her here because we have a brand new catcher behind the plate. She has only been in here for a few pitches, and we're gonna try and get the steal to see if we can get a run across.
New pitcher is coming in for the Ducks. It's the freshman Stevie Hansen. Tell you about her when we come back. Bears up 3-0.
Finding your new favorite spot. Piece of, no, you really have to try this cake.
Wow.
Get exclusive access to sought-after restaurants. One of the many reasons you're with Amex Platinum.
Only at Metro by T-Mobile, you can upgrade to 5G and get more. More choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones. Like the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. More 5G coverage on the T-Mobile network. And more savings from the most affordable unlimited plans with 5G included. Get more free 5G phones, more 5G coverage, and more savings. Only at Metro.
The pitcher in the circle for Oregon here in the third inning is freshman right-hander Stevie Hansen. Hansen from Norco, California, her third appearance on the year. 2.21 ERA, 1-0 record. And her 2 appearances both were starts. 6 1/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk for Stevie Hansen. So there are her numbers on the year. Scouting report would be a young power pitcher. And the first batter she faces is Zadie LaValle. The first pitch is low and away, ball 1.
How often do you see 00 thrown to 99?
Gotta be rare.
Facing 99 in the box.
Bauer, the runner at first for Baylor. There are 2 down in the inning, but a 3-run third for Baylor. They put 4 hits together for the 3 runs. Valley lined out to second base her first time up. And Bauer, the runner at first, was doubled off first. Pitch up high, it's 3-0 from Hansen. Hansen again, her numbers would tell you, only 1 walk on the year in 6 1/3 innings. Compared to 10 strikeouts. The called strike 1. Three-1 the count. Bauer the runner at first. 2 down in the inning. That is called strike 2. So from 3-0 now to 3-2 on Zadie LaValle. Pitch by Hansen, check swing, fouled back. So a new battery for Oregon here in the 3rd. Hansen in the circle, Wong now catching. Hansen into the motion, and the pitch, that is ball 4. So the inning continues. Baylor with 2 aboard with 2 down, and Riley Bouvier to the plate.
It's not really what you want to see as a pitcher who comes in with 2 outs, just trying to end an inning.
Quite an inning for Baylor. This is the 8th batter to hit this inning. All started with Emily Hott, a single to center. Now Bouvier, the 8-hole hitter. First pitch called, strike 1.
That's a good take there by Bouvier. You walk the batter right in front of you in 5 pitches, and then that ball's a little up in the zone. You don't want to come in swinging at that. Wait for something a little better.
Fouls this one back. 0-2 the count on Bouvier, who walked her first time up today. First of a doubleheader today here at Gettleman Stadium between Baylor and Oregon. Bears and Ducks played in basketball, men's basketball out in Eugene back in December. Check swing, strike 3. And that is the inning. A profitable 3rd inning for the Bears. They score 3 runs on 4 hits, strand a couple of runners. Boy, it's the first time I've seen her. She looks really good so far.
Yeah, she's going to be a good one. She's certainly just settling in and makes the ball move. Very hard to catch up to, and gets a lot of ground balls. Just got to play some defense behind her, but she's going to be a good one.
All right, we'll let her and you get back to work. Appreciate it. Thank you.
it.
Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach, has in his 22nd season here at Baylor. He's the winningest coach in Baylor history in any sport. He has piled up 800-plus wins here at Baylor.
So impressive. And he does it the right way, too. Not that any of the other Baylor coaches don't. Let me just go on and say that.
No question about that. Over 900 wins in his Baylor career. 900 came last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep, 2 years ago. Knocking on 1,000 coming up soon. How about that? Isn't that amazing?
It's career wins for him, right? Or is that Baylor wins?
That's correct. That would be career wins, yes. Carissa Ornelas leads off the 4th inning for Oregon. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Ducks playing from behind now. Baylor on top 3-0. Dari Orm has allowed just 2 hits, no runs through first 3 innings. 2-1 count here on Ornelas, who Grounded out to third her first time up. In ball 3, so a 3-1 count to Ornelas.
You've almost seen Baylor and Oregon's pitchers mimic each other exactly from inning to inning. They have not only very similar pitches and very similar pitching styles, but just the way they've approached batters here. They're very evenly matched pitchers and evenly matched teams.
Orm called strike 2, caught the outer part of the plate for a full count.
You definitely don't want to see her walk and put this runner on base here. It's almost the same thing that Oregon did at the beginning of last inning.
Here is the 3-2 payoff. That is grounded to second. Hot with the throw to LaValle to retire Ornelas without number 1 in the 4th.
Just a great job making her put the ball in play and trust your defense behind you.
Brings up Paige Sinicki. Emily Hott, nice day in the field. At the plate, she's 2 for 2. Really keyed that 3-run third inning with a leadoff single for the Bears. Sinicki takes the first pitch. Low ball 1. She grounded out to third, leading off the second inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Orm delivers. That is up high. It's 2-0. In that background of the shot, that is Baylor pitching coach Brittany Sneed-Newman calling the pitches from the Baylor dugout. Brittany recently selected for the State of Louisiana Hall of Fame. How about that?
Pretty cool.
Isn't that great? So they went over to Northwestern State, and I don't think it was a surprise, but just had her in the state and made a presentation to her. So member of the State of Louisiana Hall of Fame, the LSU Hall of Fame, or high school, Cy-Fair High School Hall of Fame. I think any Hall of Fame that's worth its salt should have Brittany Sneed-Newman in there.
I'm sure with the time she spent on the Olympic team and the women's national team too, she might be up there in the USA Hall of Fame.
That sounds good, doesn't it? A great job she has done with the pitchers here at Baylor. 2-2 the count on Sinicki.
Coach Moore was commenting on that, just how well she does with recruits and just the relationship she builds with the kids on the team. So she's just an integral part of that coaching staff.
Rounder back to the circle. Orm to throw for the second out here in the 4th inning. You talk about doing it the right way. You mentioned that with Coach Moore. Certainly Brittany does that. Hoot Jonigan the same way. The assistants, the full-time assistant coaches for Baylor. Brittany now the associate head coach.
Absolutely. And just when you have Coach Moore and Coach Jonigan, just two great baseball, softball minds, it's very important to have that soft but yet competitive spirit of Brittany Sneed-Newman in there too, to just relate with the girls. She's played the game, she's coached the game, she's a part of the game, she's lived the game, and so just having that experience, but having that female presence too, of somebody just to relate to and to, you know, college is tough for some of these girls, and you need that presence on the team.
This is KK Humphreys at the plate. She's the one who had the double into the gap in right center her first time up. Only extra base hit of the day for either team. She's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. So we've seen all 3 batters this inning now go ahead in the count on Orm. 2-0 pitch. That is low ball 3.
That's a great place to put that ball when you're not behind in the count, 2-0.
3-0 now to Humphreys. Orm gets the sign.
Looks like she's taken.
Taken all the way. It's 3 balls and a strike. Three runs on 5 hits, no errors by the Bears. No runs on 2 hits, no errors by Oregon as the Ducks bat here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 down, nobody on. The 3-1. Called strike 2.
Slowly working back this count. Now's here where you'll probably see that drop ball that she goes to. It looks so good you can't take it and just drops right at the very end.
See if that's what she goes to here. On 3-2, the pitch to Humphreys. Called strike 3. From 3-0, she is called out on.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good game, and they just put a couple things together.
Coach, your pitchers are looking great. Do you have any, I mean, it looks like you've got a lot of depth and a lot of talent there. Do you have anything you can comment about them?
No, I think just making the change, giving us, giving a different look, see what Stevie can do here.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Coach Melissa Lombardi, head coach in her 4th season of Oregon. And she's been here before on the staff of Patty Gasso at Oklahoma. She's probably been here a bunch of times previously. Former associate head coach for that Oklahoma program.
She mentioned just wanting to see what Stevie Hansen can do here, and just the freshman coming in and having to perform at this level. It will be very interesting to see how she does.
Taylor Strain leads off the 4th inning for Baylor. A hitter that did not hit in that 3-run third for Baylor. They sent 8 players to the plate. Strain was on deck. Strain 0 for 1 on the day. Fly out to left field her first time up today. There is a called strike to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. So I think you can tell watching, the shadows have now reached out to cover home plate. Just starting to reach out there. Every other part of the field is in full sunlight. But for the batter there in the shade, does that make a difference at all?
I mean, it does. You kind of get to a point to a level you're so concentrated, almost hyper-focused. You're watching for that ball. You're watching for movements and spins of the pitch that you might not notice it much, but that's one of the things I love that they added here at Getterman. They have the lights right here behind home plate because you do get that shadow, and you've got the great lighting in the outfield. You've always had the great lighting in the outfield, but you've always had that shadow right here by home plate, and they've added the lighting here at the top of the net to kind of fix that.
Yeah, that new lighting is spectacular. It is really, really, really potent, and it was just sort of a dark spot compared to the rest of the field behind home plate.
So you can see it's only 4:15 here, 4:12, and the lights are starting to come on to counteract that shadow.
Strain fouls this one away left side. Remains 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't think he was paying attention there, and that foul ball got him.
Strain, the freshman from Robinson. Was he on his phone? That's the question. 2-2 may be playable in front of the Baylor dugout. It is, and the catch is made by Sinicki, the third baseman for Oregon, in foul ground. First out here in the 4th inning. Back to the top of the order, and Emily Hott, who is 2 for 2 on the day. Hott, a couple of singles in that leadoff role. 2 of the 5 hits Baylor has in total. Pitch is called strike 1.
from where that ball landed in the catcher's glove must have been different from where it crossed the plate. When you watch it, it looks like it's way outside, but just the movement that Hansen is able to put on it comes right over the plate.
Same spot right there.
Yeah.
Down to the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Ott, the sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma. Deer Creek High School.
That screwball is just moving, hits that front corner of the plate, and you have to swing at it because the last 2 are right there, and that's not the pitch you want to swing at.
But she had to there and tips it into the catcher's mitt, and that is a strikeout for the second out here in the 4th inning. First 2 retired for the Bears. It's the first inning. Baylor hasn't put their leadoff runner on base. Now 2 down, and Mackenzie Wilson to the plate. Mackenzie officially is 0 for 2, but she's reached base twice on fielder's choice. And last inning, a spectacular run around the bases to end up scoring the first run of the game. Infield pulled in with 2 down. Off-speed pitch. It's a ball and a strike to Mackenzie Wilson.
We're seeing a totally different pitcher in Hansen here from last inning to this inning. And coming in with 2 outs, and granted you had a runner on base, but just starting deep, getting deep in the count. And here she's just attacking these Baylor hitters.
Working quickly also. Heading the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As a softball pitcher, that's kind of the mentality you want to have when you step into the circle. You try to get in and out of an inning in less than 10 pitches. I mean, that is ideal. You're thinking 3 pitches for each, 3 up, 3 down, get out of the inning. And she's doing that. She's going right at him here.
Lines this one foul down the left field line. And our third base umpire, Jared Arrington, scooting out of the way.
Those umpires are looking good today, too.
Looking sharp, aren't they?
Yeah. They really are the blue.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Wilson. Here's the pitch from Hansen. That's outside, ball 2.
Mackenzie battling back here.
Big gap in right center field. The center fielder, Delgado, is swung around toward left. Here's the 2-2. Swinging, strike 3. Couple of strikeouts in the inning. Baylor is retired for the first time in order today. Into 4 at Gatterman Stadium. It remains Baylor 3, Oregon 0.
Stuff. We love stuff, and there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think, I wish I'd bought an even thinner TV. Found a lighter light beer, or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
Your time or someone else's? It's that time when every game starts to define you.
Curry way downtown.
Make
Bang!
or miss. Coming together or falling apart. Now or not yet. So is it going to be your time or someone else's? It's time to decide. Is it going to be your time or someone else's? It's time to decide.
Nothing. Baylor leads Oregon on to the 5th inning here at Gatterman Stadium. Here's a look at the Big 12 preseason poll. Oklahoma picked to win it again this year. Oklahoma State in second, Texas third, Baylor fourth in the preseason balloting. Iowa State, Texas Tech, and Kansas round out the poll. Oklahoma received 6 of the 7 first place votes. You can't vote for your own team. That's the way things line up in the preseason poll. And for Baylor, I think pretty good respect for a team with so many newcomers to be picked middle of the pack, fourth.
Absolutely. That's it. You look at those teams and what they've done last year, what they did last year, how they performed, and just even the last couple years. There's some great talent and some good teams in there.
Jasmine Williams leads off the 5th inning for Oregon. Shot right up the middle through the box. Boy, Orm stuck her glove up just a little bit higher, may have had that line drive.
It was almost more of a reflex to cover her face. And
right back at her. Leadoff single by Jasmine Williams, a hot shot into center field. And the Ducks have their leadoff batter aboard here in the 5th.
Definitely had a flinch there.
Third hit of the day for the Ducks. First of the day for Jasmine Williams. Here's Ariel Carlson to the plate. Ariel struck out her first time up. That was back in the 2nd inning. One of 4 strikeouts today by Baylor's Dari Orm. First pitch, strike 1 to Carlson. Oregon 6-0 on the season. Baylor 5-0 on the season. Great starts to their respective years for both these programs. Big 12 and Pac-12 meeting up here in Waco. That had some heat on it, and that is strike 2. Don't have the radar gun available to us. As we talked about earlier, Orm has been clocked at 74 miles an hour this year.
I'd venture to say that one was up there pretty good.
Yeah. 0-2 delivery from Orm. Just inside.
And that's where you want to miss with that. You throw that hard ball right down the middle, the pitch before, and you're called strike. So you're, as a batter, your mentality is like, okay, I've got to hit that. And so you think I've got to swing faster, and then you throw the ball almost in the same pitch, but jam her a little bit. It's a good miss.
Check swing there for strike 3. Carlson goes down on strikes.
Just a great pitching sequence right there.
First out of the 5th inning. Jasmine Williams remains at first base. Here is Hannah Gailey, the left fielder for the Ducks. That's a great look at that pitch from Dari Orm.
It's a good thing Baylor's wearing white, or you can't see where that ball lands back there. The shadow.
The shadow. Gailey walked her first time up, reached third. She has been the only Oregon player so far to get as far around the bases as third base. One-0 pitch, runner is going, throw, and she's got her at second base. Wasn't really close. The throw down by Callazos, and that retires Jasmine Williams with the 2nd out.
She makes it look easy, just playing catch there. Quick release, throw down. You'd normally see that play on offense when you have 2 outs. You kind of, if we end the inning, our batter gets to start over with a fresh count next inning, but they only had 1 out. You kind of sacrifice a big possible run there.
There's a grounder to second, backhanded by Hott. Quick throw, and she got her at first base. And that is the inning. Oregon goes down with 1 hit, no runs. 3-0 Bears as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, bikes for the whole family are just a click away. Buy online at academy.com with our free in-store assembly. Your next set of wheels, plus helmets, pads, and water bottles will be waiting for you at our in-store pickup counter. Get to the fun faster with our in-store pickup and free assembly at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
I am advancing research at a nanoscale. My work is for a cleaner source of energy, for every forest threatened by acid rain, for every patient in need of a precise diagnosis.
Baylor University is fearlessly shining a light on the world's toughest challenges with compassion, curiosity, and courage.
Baylor comes to bat, bottom of the 5th inning, leading Oregon from the Pac-12 3-0. Here's the way the Pac-12 preseason poll looks. UCLA picked to win it. Washington 2nd, Arizona 3rd, Oregon 4th in that preseason poll. Arizona State, Stanford, Oregon State, Cal, and Utah round out that preseason poll. First pitch swinging, Sidney Callazos pops it up and caught in fair territory down the right field line, short right field by Ariel Carlson for out number 1. One pitch, one out in the 5th. Stevie Hansen on for the starter, McKinney Clee-Thermos. Oregon should be used to the road here. They haven't played a home game yet. This is Baylor's first home game of the year. Mackenzie Wilson steps in. In fact, Oregon will play their first 19 games of the season on the road.
Whew.
This series here, they played Texas State last night, and then various tournaments for the Ducks. Their first home game is March 11th against Portland State. That's a long way to go, deep into your season, really, before you play a home game. Pitch low, it's a ball and a strike to Mackenzie Wilson.
What you think of the toll that takes, right? You know, catching up on class, being behind, not being in school, and then just on the road all the time, too.
A lot of these are in tournaments for Oregon. They opened the season a tournament in Fullerton, California. What's that called?
Well, that one was the Easton Invitational.
That's the Easton Invitational. They played a tournament in Los Angeles.
There is the big Judy Garman Classic, though.
The Judy Garman. Then they're playing in the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, Cathedral City, California.
Well, and with 14 Californians, I guess you do want to travel so you can kind of, families can see them play some.
A lot of games in California. And then they go cross country. They'll play in the Carolina Classic in Chapel Hill coming up in early March.
When you think about, too, just the demands of traveling in the Pac-12, too. How many times do you travel for UCLA and Arizona State?
2-2 count, shot, foul down the left field line. Again, third base umpire Jared Arrington. A nice move to get out of the way. Two balls, two strikes on Mackenzie Wilson. I'm sorry. This is Aaliyah Benford. My mistake. Aaliyah Benford at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach on a fielder's choice and scored in that 3-run third inning. Grounded right side. Glove there by Bunker. And Benford is retired 4-3. That's the second out here in the 5th. That is 6 consecutive batters retired by Stevie Hansen in relief of the starter McKenna Clee-Thermos. And Anna Watson to the plate for the Bears. Anna Watson is 1 for 2. RBI single to center her last time up. Struck out back in the first. Not a bad crowd here on a Friday afternoon in Waco. Majority of the fans choosing that third base side stands, which is in the sunshine. Some fans behind the plate, down the first base line in the shadows, a little cooler.
I think I'd choose that third base side.
I think so too.
We're in the shadow up here, and it's just a little chilly too. And we're inside.
That's right. 1-1 pitch, pops it up. In center field, drives Delgado back, and it's off the wall. It carried really well off the bat of Anna Watson. Boy, I did not think it was going to go that far when it left her bat, but it bounced off the wall for a 2-out double. Second hit of the day for Anna Watson.
That's just the depth that Anna Watson brings to the plate. I mean, she's got speed where she can drop a bunt. We watched her hit just a solid single into the outfield last time. That ball is about 12 inches from going over the fence. Hits right off the, maybe halfway down the wall. Still just a great piece of hitting.
What a shot. First extra base hit today by Baylor. First 5 hits of the day were all singles. And the inning continues. 2 down, runner at second, and Josie Bauer, the designated player, to the plate. First hit allowed by Stevie Hansen in relief. She did walk the first batter she faced, Zadie LaValle, in the 3rd inning. Bauer is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single. Brief stoppage of play as Glenmore comes toward the plate. Putting a pinch runner in at second base, it looks like. For Baylor, that is Ryan Trocum, going to go in and run at second base. Familiar name, familiar face, those here in Central Texas. Ryan's a senior from Waco and a transfer to Baylor from Illinois.
Not very typical you would see a pinch runner go in for the speed of Anna Watson. Kind of wonder, just given the knee rest as she's opening into the season, or do you kind of want to just give Ryan Trocum a chance to play here this late in the game?
Old strike. It's a ball and a strike now to Josie Bauer. Trocum, the pinch runner at second. There are 2 down in the inning.
Baylor has 4 transfers, 6 freshmen, 2 red shirts. So you have a very young team like we talked about. But in the 6 games they've played this season, all 20 of the 21 have played at some point. So Coach Moore does a great job of getting in that talent and seeing the depth of the team and what sort of dimensions we have, and playing chess among his own team. Who can play what position? You know, if one goes down, where do we have somebody else that can?
Baylor and Oregon. Valerie Wong, her first plate appearance today. Wong came in at catcher last inning. And now in that spot previously occupied by Tara McGowan. Hope McGowan's hand is okay. Like that might have been part of the reason she was taken out of the game. But first look at Valerie Wong at the plate, leading off the 6th inning. And down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Wong is a junior from Sacramento, Grant High School. The 0-2 pitch, just outside. That is ball 1. Wong with a healthy .400 batting average on the year. It's the 5th game in which she's played this year of 7 total for the Ducks. This one's lifted foul down the left field line, giving chase, can't catch up with it. Benford couldn't quite get there. Bouvier from short couldn't get there. So it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Valerie Wong.
That may be one of the hardest areas to field a ball on the field.
With
Usually
the sun where it is?
The sun where it is, the brick wall just facing you as you go down there, and then it's just so hard to, that Bermuda Triangle right there in foul territory.
2-pitch low, ball 2. Now that would be the sun field this time of day too. The left side, left field, third baseman, shortstop. Out of the sun a little bit. Lights are on here at Gatterman Stadium, late afternoon. And the 2-2 pitch to Wong is line foul the other way down the right field line. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wong leading off the 6th inning for Oregon. The Ducks playing from behind, down 3-0 to Baylor. Baylor scored all 3 of their runs in the 3rd inning. Lifts a fly ball into center field. Mackenzie Wilson is there. She makes the catch, and that is the first out of the 6th.
Credit to these Oregon hitters for making that adjustment. You saw Orm being very successful early on with that drop ball just as they swing and miss and kind of low in the zone, but they're dropping their bat, and I mean, they're popping it up, which is what you want too. You don't want them hitting it solid, but they're making the adjustment and getting it batting on the ball.
Brings Hannah Delgado to the plate for Oregon. Corner infielders are in tight. First pitch, strike 1. Saw Ryan Trocum run last inning for Anna Watson, and Trocum stays in the game. She's now playing right field for the Bears.
In front of her hometown.
Yeah. One pitch is low and away. One the count on Delgado. The pitch by Orm. Check swing. Pushes it foul down the 3rd baseline. The field here, except for the dirt infield, is all AstroTurf. Great look, great shape. Looks great. Talked about the lights, how they've been improved in the last couple of years. And Gatterman Stadium is still just a real showcase for college softball.
Absolutely.
Sends this one skyward to left field. Taylor Strain moves back. Visor on, makes the catch, and that is out number 2 in the 6th inning. Taylor Strain, the freshman, out in left field.
Again, playing in front of her hometown.
Isn't that great, though? You've got talent here in Central Texas, and there's a lot of it. Get them to stay home. Allie Bunker to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day. 2 down, nobody on. Ducks half of the 6th inning. Had the first hit of the day for Oregon. That was a 2-out single in the 1st. Flied out to right field in the 3rd. No pitch from Orm. Sends this one to short. One hopper, throw, plenty of time by Bouvier, and that is the inning. Oregon goes in order in the 6th. On to the bottom of the 6th. Baylor 3, Oregon nothing.
Stuff. We love stuff, and there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think, I wish I'd bought an even thinner TV. Found a lighter light beer. Or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
We're Eternals.
The greatest warriors the world has ever known. Eternals assemble.
That was a lot of fun for you.
Hell yes.
Because I ain't no joke.
The Tournament, parts 5 and 6, Monday at 9 on ACC Network.
Your time or someone else's?
Rangers Penguins next Saturday on ABC and ESPN+.
How do you prepare yourself to go out and change the game forever?
Jordan, he's hot.
Maybe you just listen to the voice inside your head that says, nobody can stop me.
Because I ain't no joke.
The Tournament, parts 5 and 6, Monday at 9 on ACC Network.
Baylor bats bottom of the 6th inning, leading 3-0 over the visitors from Eugene, Oregon. We're glad you're with us this afternoon. John Morris, Kelly Levesque from Gatterman Stadium, our Baylor Vision crew, and mid-season form. Well done. Some of the shots we've had today, like that Mackenzie Wilson slide at home plate, had a great look at that. A couple of reviews that the umpires looked at, and our crew gave them exactly what they needed there. So, well done. First softball broadcast of the year. This is Zadie LaValle leading off the 6th inning for Baylor. Pops this one back without the net. That might have come in our booth. See that?
Yeah.
Had the right angle.
You have the window open, too.
It is open. Count of no balls, 2 strikes on LaValle. She is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Valley, the first baseman for Baylor in this game. Pitches away. It's ball and 2 strikes.
That ball missed altogether.
Hansen, her 3rd full inning of work. Got the final out in the 3rd inning in relief of McKenna Lee-Thermos. Ball 2 to LaValle. Hansen's done well. Baylor's only had 1 hit off of her in 2 1/3 innings so far. Foul ball out of play over toward the Getterman indoor practice facility.
But you talk state-of-the-art facilities here at Baylor. That's just such a great added bonus.
Yeah, it's huge to have that available.
Full-size infield, and 4 drop-down cages, and it's a great place for players to hit. And rainy days, cold days, snowy days like we had not too long ago, you can still get practice in there. I assume Oregon has something like that.
I would think. I would think.
Especially with the climate there.
Right. Well, that sort of speaks to the fact that they opened the season with 19 straight games away from home. Don't play at home until March 11th. Strikeout by LaValle, first out of the inning. Riley Bouvier bats. Bouvier stepping in at shortstop for Baylor allows Coach Moore and the staff to move Aaliyah Benford over to 3rd. I don't think you make that move of Benford if you don't have somebody you feel comfortable with at short.
Absolutely. Shortstop's such an integral position, too. You want to have somebody there. But we talked about the importance of having a great third baseman, too, so.
Key positions in the infield. Bouvier, a freshman. Santa Fe, Texas. 1-1 count. Low and away. That is ball 2 to Bouvier. Baylor strain on deck. A couple of freshmen here at Baylor in the lineup back-to-back. That 8 and 9 hole.
You look up Baylor's lineup altogether. The first 5 batters were sophomores, You have the junior and Josie Bauer, and then your bottom three are freshmen.
Wow.
You add Ryan Trokum in there now for a sophomore, and so you've got 4 freshmen in the lineup.
Pitch up high, goes to a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Excuse me, she's not a freshman. She's a senior.
Newcomer.
She'll
Yeah.
be your, yes.
So full count on Bouvier. And there is strike 3 looking. Second time she has struck out tonight, both by Stevie Hansen. Second strikeout in a row here in the 6th inning. 3 straight going back to the last out in the 5th by Stevie Hansen.
You just see the movement on that ball from Hansen. It doesn't look like it's coming in at a fast speed. I don't quite know what the mileage is, but it just hits that corner and it's almost out of reach for some of these swings.
Here is Taylor Strain to the plate. Freshman left fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Baylor up 3-0 on Oregon. All 3 runs came in the 3rd inning. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Bears, and 4 of those 6 hits came in the 3rd inning as well. No errors by either team. Ducks, we should mention, are playing without one of the top pitchers in the Pac-12. Brooke Yanez is not available. We're told by Greg Walker out with some sort of injury. We don't know what that is, but boy, she had a fantastic year. Here's a play that is going to allow Strain to reach first base.
It's a great effort trying to field this bunt here. A little short on the dive and kind of knocks the ball away. Gives Strain a time to get to first base with her speed, but give Stevie Hansen credit. They're trying to make the play.
Hansen, the dive almost got to it, but off her glove, and Strain is aboard. That is hit number 7 on the day for the Bears. Back to the top of the order, and Emily Hott with 2 down and 1 on. Hott, 2 singles and a strikeout, her 3 plate appearances so far. That's here with 2 outs in the 6th. Baylor leading 3-0. Pitch by Hansen, a called strike 2 to Hott. Hott has her average at .421 as of this plate appearance. Fouls this one back to stay alive.
Hansen just going right here at Hott. And I go back to what we saw the very first at bat she faced here. Really struggled with runners on base, but she's just attacking them right now, not letting the speed of Taylor Strain affect her at all.
And as the pitcher we were talking about for Oregon that is not available, led the Pac-12 with 10 strikeouts per 7 innings last year.
Wow.
That pitch hit her, so Hott will be aboard, being hit by the pitch. 268 strikeouts, 3rd most in program history by Yanez last year.
Wow. That's got to hurt to not have that,
exactly.
that arm.
Don't know any kind of timetable of when she might be back. Hott being hit by the pitch. She's been on base 3 times in 4 plate appearances.
You definitely want her as you face some of these early games and kind of get some pitches in before Pac-12 play, but I'm sure if you need her at all, you're going to need her during that Pac-12 conference season.
Kenzie Wilson with a line drive to left field, gloved cap high by Hannah Gailey, and that is the inning. Baylor strands a couple of runners. We go on to the 7th inning. Baylor 3, Oregon 0 from Getterman Stadium. Houston, Oklahoma State tied with LSU, bottom of the third. Texas trailing Auburn 5-2, top of the sixth. Later, Tech plays 24th ranked UCF. A lot of ranked schools in the Big 12 Conference in softball, as is the case with every sport in the Big 12. We're on to the seventh inning here, 3 outs away from a win by the Bears in the first of a doubleheader. Carissa Ornelas leads off the seventh inning. And the first pitch, strike one to her. Facing Dari Orm. That is appealed. That's a ball. It's a ball and a strike to Ornelas.
The pitch itself looked pretty good. Well, it looks like it's not Ornelas.
Is not. Is a pinch hitter. Thank you for that. Drops this one foul at the plate. Is Kedra Lushar at the plate for Oregon. Kedra, is that what you'd say?
Kedri?
Kedri Lushar. Lushar pinch hitting for Ornelas in the seventh. Chops this one, first base side. Tough play. Baylor makes it well. The Valley off the bag and hot covering for out number one in the seventh.
Just textbook defense right there. Hot being able to go over and cover first. Gives LaValle the time to field the ball without having to stress too much about the throw or getting back to the base.
Number 17, Caitlin Howard.
The pinch hitter will come up for Oregon here in the seventh inning. And this is Caitlin Howard batting, a senior from Long Beach, California. Facing Dari Orm in the circle. Very impressive seeing Dari Orm in person for the first time.
She definitely has lived up to the hype.
First pitch, strike one.
That was her 101 pitch of the game. 100.
Some may say 101st.
101st. I was going to say 100, and then I saw it change.
It changed on you.
Changed on me.
Caitlin Howard batting, pinch hitting in the seventh inning. Ducks down 3-0. Seven innings, that's in the seventh. That's pretty efficient for Dari Orm.
It's not too bad.
In the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, that is just low, ball one. Bases are clear, 1 down, top of the seventh inning. Baylor leading 3-0. Baylor trying to notch a win over a top 20 opponent. Oregon 12th in one poll, 13th in another this week. Swinging, strike 3. Throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And Baylor is an out away from a win in this series opener. A.K. Humphreys will bat, first baseman for the Ducks. She is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Had a double into the gap in the second inning, a strikeout. Caught looking in the fourth. You know, Dari Orm had, there were very few innings today so far that she really had to work out of trouble. Really spread those hits around, only 3 hits by the Ducks.
Yeah.
3 different innings, only 1 walk by Orm. She was really in control, has been the majority of the day.
She's been very efficient, and you need to see that from your pitcher too, because you're not going to have runs like or innings like the third inning where you score, you know, a couple runs, string together a couple hits, and so you need the consistency in the circle to get through some of these tough games.
Really never had an inning today, or hasn't yet, with more than one base runner on. Just low and away. It's a ball and a strike to Humphreys. Have the second game of this doubleheader, 30 minutes after the end of this game. So the teams will get a short break. They'll drag the infield, and then we'll play another one. Series finale comes up tomorrow at noon Central Time.
Really get to see more depth of these two teams as far as pitching, too. Playing a doubleheader, you know, sometimes with a weekend homestand, 3-game homestand, you might see, especially in baseball, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but playing that doubleheader, you really got to see what kind of pitching you have.
2-1 the count on Humphreys. Orm delivers. That is hit hard into center field, a base hit by Humphreys. Her second hit of the day. She has half the hits by the Ducks. And the inning will continue for Oregon here in the 7th inning.
It was a really hard hit there.
He's hit the ball hard a couple of times today, Humphreys has. And that'll bring Jasmine Williams to the plate. Shortstop for the Ducks. 2 down, 1 on, top of the 7th inning. Baylor an out away from a series opening victory. First pitch fouled back for strike 1. Williams 1 for 2. Had a single in the 5th inning, then was caught stealing. Great throw by Callazos. Got her easily at second base. 0-1. Looks good. Called ball 1. Evens the count.
It's a good pitch you want to make. I think as you're young, you're just starting to compete, what you want to do is you always want to throw strikes, and that's not always what you need. You need to work the count a little bit, and we've seen Dari do that today. Just throw in and out, move that ball around. They're not all strikes, but sometimes you get them swinging, and that's just as good as a strike.
Pitch up high, throw down to first base, and Humphreys is back safely. So it's 2-1 the count on Jasmine Williams. Glenn Moore's going to ask for time. He's going to go out to the circle. Time called, 2-1 count, 1 runner on. Bears leading 3-0, top of the 7th.
Giving a few words of wisdom here. 2 outs.
What's he saying? Slam the door?
Don't leave the cash register open.
Orm, a sophomore. Transfer to Baylor from Fresno State. A couple of Fresno transfers really making their presence felt on the Baylor roster. Kenzie Wilson in center field and Dari Orm in the circle.
Right up the middle.
Yeah. It's good to be strong up the middle, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Brief visit by Coach Glenn Moore. Here we go, back to play. A 2-1 count on Jasmine Williams. Pitch by Orm. Just outside, ball 3. Won the count with 2 down in the 7th inning. Pitch is a swinging strike 2. Throw down to first base. Humphreys is back. So a full count, and the Ducks are down to their final strike in this game. Home crowd cheering on the Bears. Cheering on Dari Orm, trying to finish it off right here in the 7th inning. The 3-2 pitch, chopped foul, and we'll do it again at 3-2. in the second game to follow. We will be 30 minutes after this game concludes. We will start the second game. The pitch by Orm is grounded to second. Hot onto first, and that is the ball game. Dari Orm, a complete game 4-hit shutout, and Baylor wins the series opener over the 13th ranked Oregon Ducks. 3-0 the final score.
You love to see that. You love to see it at home. First home game. Justin White, great weather, great performance.
Bears strong in the circle today with Dari Orm. The 3 runs they put on the board in the third was enough to get the victory. Baylor stays undefeated on the year, now 6-0. Oregon falls for the first time this year. They are 6-1. Second game of the doubleheader coming up 30 minutes from right now. We hope you'll join us for that. Series finale comes up tomorrow. With more softball to come, 30 minutes away, the Big 12 and the Pac-12 from Getterman Stadium in Waco. Our final score here, Baylor 3, Oregon 0. For Kelly Levesque and our entire crew, I'm John Morris. Thanks for watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+.